When you're producing a work breakdown structure, and I'm going to say work breakdown structure, that slips off the tongue. I still prefer a deliverables breakdown structure. When do you know that you've got enough? When do you know when to stop? I don't think there's a rule for that. That's down to the skill and the expertise of the project manager and the team. It's not just the project manager. It's really a case of, have you got enough to be going on with? And is it going to cost too much to look harder at this point? Now, the work breakdown structure should be an evolving document. If you get your team together at the start, draw the rich picture, work out what you think is involved in the project, get the sponsor involved to make sure the sponsor looks at your overall picture and scope and says, yep, that'll do. Then you do your first draft of the work breakdown structure. So get your picture, get your bunch of post-its, write down all the deliverables, get them into some sort of organisation and look at it and say, is that enough to be going on with? Get other people to comment on it. See what their views are. Get the subject matter experts in. The project manager can't know everything. The project team won't know everything. You'll need to get specialists in. So get specialists in for specialist bits of work and say, this is what we're trying to do with this project. With your specialist knowledge, what else should we be looking at? Now, this does take time in the short term. It saves an awful lot of time in the long term. You may want to subcontract elements of it. So here's the package I want to subcontract, or to pass out to another department, whatever you want to call it. Send it off to that organisation, say, can you do the same exercise and feed back into us, and then look to see what impact their work has on the rest of your work. This all takes time. It actually has to, producing a good work breakdown structure should be treated like a project in its own right. You know least about your project. You know least about your project at the start. So it's a first draft, and it's going to be honed throughout the whole of the project. It's not a one-off exercise. And you've got to make sure that everybody realises that this thing will develop as you go along. But that's not an excuse for not doing it properly and thoroughly in the first place.